So I'm in resolution mode in Horizon Forbidden West, and once I got out from the menu and started panning around, maybe you can see the picture becoming darker during camera movement, but brightening back up once I stopped moving the camera. To make it clearer for you to see, let me play the game on a Canon reference monitor with real-time waveform analysis. Notice how the dynamic range became more compressed as I moved the camera, which was only restored once the scene became static. These brightness fluctuations were very distracting to my eyes, creating an almost flickery effect depending on how fast you move and stop the camera. Before you ask, yes, I have followed the instructions from Guerrilla Games and restarted both my PS5 and the game multiple times to apply a hotfix, but the problem did not go away. I then switched to performance mode in Horizon Forbidden West and found the brightness fluctuations to be still present, but less severe according to the waveform monitor, which is analyzing the video data in real time. In real-world gameplay, I did not notice the brightness fluctuations as much in performance mode for two further reasons, namely 1. The higher frame rates, and 2. The significant increase in motion blur in performance mode. Both these factors served to smooth out and dampen the brightness fluctuations, making them less noticeable in performance mode, at least to my eyes. Performance mode is not without its own issues. Besides the alarming drop in motion resolution during camera movement, performance mode also exhibited distracting aliasing, noise, and shimmering artifacts, most apparent on foliage swaying in the wind, probably because of the low native resolution and the checkerboarding technique used. Unsurprisingly, there were also more instances of graphical elements popping in performance mode. So, the obvious solution is to use resolution mode instead when playing Horizon Forbidden West, right? Not really. The lower frame rates in resolution mode felt quite jarring and choppy even by 30 FPS standards, particularly on OLED televisions with near instantaneous pixel response time, which tends to exaggerate stutter in low frame rate content. In addition, there's some baked-in sharpening that made the picture look noisier and more artificial than necessary. And before you ask, as a former professional calibrator myself, I always set the sharpness on any television to neutral sharpening to avoid adding superfluous edge enhancement. And of course, as demonstrated in the intro of this video, resolution mode exhibited more severe luminance fluctuations during camera movements, whereas if you look at Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart on the PS5 as an example, the dynamic range remained stable during camera movements across tonally similar background, so I genuinely don't know what's going on in Horizon Forbidden West to introduce this artifact. Both the resolution and performance modes in Horizon Forbidden West manifested some stutter during cinematic cutscenes, more so in performance mode, likely because the cutscenes were optimized for lower frame rates. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the gorgeous visuals in Horizon Forbidden West, the cinematography, the modeling, the texture and the detail, the lighting, but like tantric sex, things take a turn for the worse once you start moving too vigorously, thus spoiling the immersion. So I certainly hope Guerrilla Games can listen to constructive feedback and improve things in future patches. Regardless of whether you use resolution mode or performance mode, you need to adjust the in-game HDR sliders from the default settings, which were far too bright. I've analyzed the HDR sliders using a real-time waveform monitor to show you the recommended settings for your TV to achieve the best HDR picture quality, so go watch my explanation video here.